Who's? Oh,
Are we? Yeah.
Hey, what a great way to start the show.
Welcome back again. You're at the Woodshed.
I can't really see.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
I woke up this morning with the sun down, shining in. I found
welcome
my
to the Woodshed.
mind in a brown
This is
paper
Billy
bag,
Mitchell. We are
but
coming
then
to you once again from the Blue Dolphin Lounge. We have us
I tripped
Blue
on a
Dolphin.
cloud and
Blue
fell
Dolphin
8
Lounge.
miles high. I told my
Oh, we're
mind
gonna have a good time
on a
tonight.
jagged
We actually
sky.
wrote some shit
I
down to
just
talk about.
dropped
Did we?
in
Yeah, first
to
time.
see what condition
none of it
my
has anything to do
condition
with
was
sports.
in.
I do not believe that there's any sports related on there. The Good Doctor.
I think that's a lie. I think there's gonna be sports talk
Oh, I guarantee there will
because
be.
people in this room like sports.
Exactly.
That's what's gonna happen.
Because there's 2 people
Because
out of 3.
right, it's just inevitable. I think
It's cool.
Well-
It's but we won't spend a lot of time
I
on
just
it
was
because,
gonna
like I
throw that
said,
in
well,
there.
welcome to the show. Welcome back to the Woodshed. We had a great weekend. Spent Easter weekend with the family. How about you, fellas?
Went spent it with the family day before, actually. Day before, and then did that.
Right.
But to jump back a little bit, what about if we talk about a sport that we really don't know about very much about, and we don't really enjoy? I don't know if you do, but I doubt you do. It's hockey. Do you all watch hockey?
Actually, I'm a big hockey fan. yeah.
Really?
I
I would
like
thought if
hockey.
anybody would be, it would be you.
Yeah. Well, the Penguins are the best team in the
I knew you were gonna
NHL,
say that. I knew you were going to say that.
and you knew. Yeah. I mean, that's
Hockey?
good. The Penguins.
Got anything
are
over
it.
there?
Sidney Crosby broke his jaw.
I've never seen a hockey game. I've
That
seen
just
a
happened.
collegiate.
They let
Saw
him
a
out of the
clip once
hospital
where a
just
dude got
yesterday.
his throat sliced open by a skate
Mm-hmm.
in a hockey game, and one of
Yeah,
the guys
absolutely.
on the sideline was a Vietnam vet, combat medic who freaking stuck his fingers in there and pinched off his nerve or his artery, so the dude lived.
Wow, that
He
is
would have bled out in like 2 squirts, man. Your heart pumps 2-3 times, and that's it. You're done, man.
Done.
If it gets that artery.
Well,
I think it
that
might
could
be a little bit more than 2 or 3 squirts, though, right?
Well-
no, that's all you've
Dude,
got.
your heart is pumping, and it's just pumping it right out of you.
right.
How many pints of blood do you think you got?
9.
I think that's probably true. I think that's somewhat true. That could be correct.
Like
There's
maybe
How-
10. Okay,
how
I'm
many-
going to say 10.
You're gonna go
because
with
I'm going to go
10?
on the high side.
All right.
Um,
My initial response was I thought you had 6, so that's going to be my answer.
huh.
So we got 10, we got 6. I'll find it real quick. But so how many can you lose before you lose consciousness?
That's a good
Can you
question.
lose a pint of blood? I mean, does it matter how quickly? Did that guy?
Yes, absolutely.
Did that guy go out? Your hockey player that got sliced? Was he unconscious or?
I don't know. He was telling us about it,
I don't
and
think he
and
did.
Huh.
right. I don't know if he it was bloody.
He
Don't get
caught
us
him
wrong.
in
It was
time.
like it squirted, but
He caught him in time.
right. Yeah, exactly. I think that there was no permanent damage, and but there was blood all over the ice. It was wild.
Did the blood bounce on the ice? I've heard that blood
They
bounces
didn't
on the
have
ice.
high definition cameras back then. The footage was shitty.
Right.
Oh, so okay.
Well, the injury I was talking about
Dude, I
was the
think-
recent injury of Sidney Crosby. He's one of the.
What's that?
I think he's. I don't know if you're close to the mic or if
How about this? Is this a little
the
better?
mic is turned up too high.
All right, you have 10 pints of blood in the body. An average adult has 10 pints of blood.
10.
The American Red Cross says that a single car accident victim can require as many as 100 pints of blood. I am going to call horseshit. on that.
100 pints of somebody else's shit, man.
That would be more than somebody else's. That would have to be at least, what?
I mean, if you have to keep getting blood transfusion because of infections, I guess.
You can only give a pint, right? At a time. So the odds are, unless you've been stockpiling your own blood, which very few people do, that you've got 100 different people just gave you blood.
People give a pint of blood.
That's so crazy. When
But the average adult male would have approximately 5.5 liters or 12 pints of blood.
12 pints.
Right, the average adult male.
Why is
This-
your mic
this
up
says-
so much
this
higher
says-
than mine?
This says the average adult has
I'm
about
not sure.
10 pints of
It
blood.
doesn't. I mean, unless I hit the microphone
Are you on
stand.
the, are you on the American Red Cross site? Because I've
It
got
doesn't
control.
look like
I'm on Wiki Answers.
Well, I mean, I'm just.
I don't know.
You want to argue with American Red Cross, and that's between you and your Lord. Could you imagine how crazy it is that you could get 100 pints of blood from 100 different people, 100 different donors? Technology's come a long way.
I mean, you would obviously have to have the same blood type, right?
I think we are technology. Like our body itself, the organisms that create us to make this body that we are is a form of technology.
This,
Yes, I agree.
This bag that you carry
Highly
around.
advanced
It's it's
Highly-
biochemical
yes,
genetic.
bioengineering.
It's biochemical genetic software engineering.
All right. Speaking of that, this kind of falls along the same lines. Over Easter, at a restaurant, the topic got onto pacemakers, and at the table,
That's always a fun topic.
at the table there were 3 people with pacemakers, and another person had the trach thing where you have to put your finger over it to speak.
Right.
Can't remember what that's called, but and so I just started thinking.
tracheotomy.
That's the procedure, though. But I can't
There's
remember.
a word for the hole.
Maybe it's just trach hole. Maybe that is it. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe you're right.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But I was thinking, how wild is that? And I look around and I was like, at least 5 of us have contact lenses. So you think about, there are people with
We're
metal.
integrating. We're going to
There's-
be biomechanical in 40 years.
I think
dude.
we already
Right.
are.
We're going to
You've
be
gotta-
symbiotic.
if you have a battery inside of your chest that will shock your heart back into rhythm,
Yes.
then
that's-
I mean you're that's
about-
part cyborg.
Did
right?
you hear
Right.
about Dick Cheney's shit? It doesn't even beat. It just pumps blood through it constantly.
Yeah.
Like like how Rolex turns.
I wonder how true that
instead
is,
of
really,
ticks.
because that may not be true.
He's like fucking Darth Vader, man.
Yeah. I would say that if we did some
He's unstoppable.
research
You can't
on-
kill him.
On artificial hearts.
artificial hearts, that I don't know if it would pump like a normal human heart.
You think if you got yourself, like if they figured out a way, you had an old shitty heart, you're like 80 years old or whatever, and they figure out a way to rejuvenate that. You know what I'm saying? You might live, but don't you think by the time you're like 160 or something, your flesh is going to be just like rotting off of your body
Well,
as
but-
you're walking around with your brand new heart?
Well, I mean that's true, but
Right,
you
yeah.
would think that if you have a brand new heart, by then you're going to be able to get a new new body, new sack,
New muscles
new
and
skin.
shit? It's all going to be
Steroids would be good by then, right?
Genetically
Right, probably.
engineered meat muscles. You can
Well,
go
that's
to the
what we're
store,
doing
get some
now.
new calves
Ultimately,
and
that's
shit.
what we're doing.
What
like
about
you're
instead
talking
of,
about a precursor to biomechanics, like
Right,
you know,
exactly.
like mechanical legs or things
I
like
want
that.
robot
or
legs.
robot arms,
We
and
want
hands. and-
nanotechnology, though.
I think it's
That's
here
what
too
we
with those
need.
drones. Have you seen that picture of the mosquito on someone's thumb and it's a drone? Have you seen that?
That's insane.
Let me bring that
bro. Fuck that though. Nano machines are like they're in your bloodstream, dude. That's how big they are.
Right. They're at the atomic level. They're smaller
That's
than
that shit
atomic.
that Tony
they're
Stark was
as
on,
small
dog.
as atoms.
Did you see when Tony Stark took that shit?
That would make sense.
What's his name?
because-
Old girl was making it for him. I forget her name. Old girl was making it for him, and he took it. He was the, she didn't want him to experiment with it, but he
What
took it anyway. And so now his suit is part of him. So when he wants
Right.
his suit to come out, it's just like the Terminator. You know what I mean? Where it had that liquid skin or whatever. It just comes right out of him and forms right on top of him. Like he doesn't have to put the suit on anymore. It's already inside of him with these nano machines. It's fucking
Right.
I
sick.
mean,
It's
that
part
makes
of who he
sense. I mean,
is,
how
yeah.
long have we had microprocessors? What would you say, when they come out? 1960s? Later than that? 1970s?
I don't know about microprocessors, but
No.
processors themselves have been out since
No,
the
but
30s.
I'm talking miniaturization, though, the microprocessor, the microchip. When did we stumble upon that? mean,
They
what-
got smaller and smaller. Like Moore's law, when it was describing those chips and processors being made, I think that came around in like the late 70s.
I would agree. Because you got your Atari in the early
Right.
'80s, right? You got to have
Right.
you got to have those to make those games,
Right.
Even if the what are
Even
those?
if they're 8-bit and
8-bit?
4-bit systems, I mean, I think 8-bit, I think, is the depth that you need to run software.
But I think that would just, I mean, instead of getting new skin or trying to replace your living tissue, you would just go everything with stainless steel, right? Or titanium or whatever metal you have.
That's what's
Adamantium.
interesting.
Adamantium, right? You would never.
I'd spring for the adamantium, dude. If there's an upgrade between, titanium and adamantium, I'm springing for the adamantium, dude. I'm going all the way if I'm doing it.
I'm not sure what the downfall would be.
Just more
Talking
money.
about cyborg
would you
legs.
be like
And
RoboCop?
money doesn't even exist.
Would you be
in
like
real life.
RoboCop and you'd be sad that you're not human anymore though after a while?
Probably.
Yeah.
He's always falling around his old lady.
Yeah, driving around the neighborhood like a weirdo. RoboCop's a sad life.
Should be fucking funny if instead of they turn him into a RoboCop, they turn him into like a soda machine or something, and he kept following his wife too.
Well, they had him going out and doing kids parties and stuff where they reprogrammed him in the second one.
Dude, there's like 8 of them now.
Is there really? I think
They kept coming out with them.
the first 2 were good. The first 2 RoboCops are solid. Solid
I
movies.
like the futuristic shit they had where it's all brutal.
No, no, no,
and
no,
the
no, 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 no,
commercials
no,
and
no, no,
stuff.
no, 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 no. Blows his hand off that shotgun.
News reporters are like, "What the fuck?" Swearing and shit.
I want Clarence Boddicker. That's a pretty good RoboCop, right? I don't know. Whatever. Tough crowd here tonight. You guys. It's always a tough crowd. So, I called about the open mic night and inquired.
And what'd you find out?
It's Sundays. Anybody can show up.
Comedy Caravan.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wasn't going to say where because, I don't, all of our fans showing up there. I mean, I kind of want to make it on my own before I just,
Right.
Right, the fans make it for me. I got to go in there and they tell you that you have to, you're going to have to bomb. They say everybody bombs and you're going to suck when you start.
Absolutely.
Well, what if you don't suck and it's just the people that have to suck for a while that are the ones telling you suck because they want you to no, you haven't paid
They
your
want
dues.
you to feel
Well, I
bad.
think the point is just
Well, what if I get up on this mic and slay it, and then the motherfuckers in the back are like, "Oh my god, this guy really had something to say."
Right, don't hate on me because I can shoot a left-handed layup in comedy.
Right.
I mean, you're over there shooting like a girl, and I can shoot a left-handed layup of comedy.
Well, I mean, okay, look, you got a microphone in your face. How hard is it to say what's on your mind, to be able to discuss something intelligently? To shut a heckler up if they're trying to say, "You suck." They're all.
Do you think people really heckle like
You
that,
suck.
though? Not on Sunday afternoon.
But they don't do that. They're like boring. A lot of people.
Somebody's going to yell boring?
Yeah,
They're in the
hell
middle
yeah.
of my bit?
Fuck yeah,
At open mic night?
dude.
You're not even... Somebody's going to yell boring?
Probably. There's usually a dick like
Okay,
that
I do
there.
want you all to come then. Because I want somebody to go hit him with a beer bottle just because maybe the next person he yells boring at doesn't have friends that will hit people with beer bottles. And I appreciate the fact that I have a couple friends that would hit someone
Nah,
with
dude,
a beer
fuck
bottle.
that, dude.
Right, exactly. Why don't
So-
you? I mean, if
Somebody yells boring,
No, if somebody
If it
else
gets-
boring,
if it
you
goes
fucking,
down like that.
you,
go tone
if it
them up.
gets
Let 'em
raw,
know what
you
time it is.
eviscerate them on stage.
exactly,
You
you
don't
use the words.
want somebody to fucking hit him with a bottle. You fucking rip that motherfucker to shreds on stage because you got the mic. People are listening.
Yeah, but
to
I'm not
you,
a mean-
exactly.
not him.
I don't want to be a mean guy on
so
stage.
you,
It's
so
not
you
really
basically
I don't want to be a mean guy.
right.
mean guy.
Right. I mean,
Well,
could you imagine
you
if
may
It's
be-
a
somebody,
mean fucking business.
I think I can make him look stupid without having to be mean. You come
Yes,
up,
probably.
do something. I don't know. Throw something at
But
him.
I think that's
Possible
one of
if
your
you're able
talents.
to
I think
deflect.
that's
I think I can take one look at him and then come up with something that's going to hurt his feelings and make everybody else chuckle. Maybe. But if I can, I want you. You don't have to hit him with the beer bottle, but have your wife throw a drink in his face or something. Call him an asshole. It's open mic night, and you're in here heckling people.
right.
That's like you go to an amusement park and you don't
Do
want
you
to
have
ride
nothing better to
the
do?
beast, but you'll ride the beastie, and people are making fun of you for it. You're like, well, do you want me to throw up on you on the beast? I don't have that problem, but not John
Well,
Candy.
And here's the thing, though, is when you walk into that situation, if you choose that
Right.
path to go down, you're gonna have to prepare yourself for the assholes The people that are going to be
Do assholes
stupid.
come-
Gonna be there.
Do
They're
I-
going to be stupid no matter what you do.
See, I just couldn't imagine that the comedy
You can't
club would be full
educate
of assholes.
Stupid.
Seems like if there were anybody that
Nobody's
was,
saying they're full of assholes. We're just saying be prepared.
Right.
but if you're
Because
there ready to laugh,
it
I
might
mean,
be an intelligent person trying to fuck with you just to see how you'll react.
just to
Yeah,
see
you
what
know
I'll
what I'm
do.
saying? Just
One of the
ignore
veterans
it.
of the
You can just
club
ignore
trying to
it.
see, hey, should we put this dude on? I don't know. Let's call his mother a bitch and see how he handles it.
Mm. I'd probably say something like, "Well, she's dead. Let's dig her up, and you can fuck her."
That's great. See, you would win.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I heard that. That's a bit off of Rogan podcast the
Oh
other
man,
day.
yeah, I did. Yeah,
Sounds like some trussle. With
He
that.
said
Right.
it was right after
said it?
a plane.
Rogan?
No, it was who was that? No, they were talking about another comic, and it was right after a plane went down, and this guy's doing a bit about the plane crash or something, and some guy stands up and says, "My wife was on that plane," and he yells, "Oh yeah, let's
Yeah.
go dig her up and fuck her."
right.
And then the crowd, they didn't.
So was mine. Let's dig her up and yeah. That's exactly. It was wild.
Yeah. I can't remember who that was, though. It wasn't Duncan. Because I remember his voice. I can't do a good Duncan Trussell, but
That was pretty decent.
his voice is so weird. And then you look at the cat, and he looks like his voice. It matches up perfectly. It's like a rat mixed with a hippie mixed with, I don't know, like a little touch of educated, but yet some homeless in there too.
Yeah.
His comedy's funny though. I mean, I think he's one of the funnier guys on there that I look forward to. Bill
Yeah.
Burr obviously is really funny.
That's probably who it was. Wasn't it Bill Burr?
I think
He was on the show not too long
Bill
ago,
Burr
and
was-
I did see that show.
Bill Burr was telling the story, but I think they were talking about another guy. That because they were talking
right,
about comedians.
yeah,
that,
that's right. He was talking about a different comedian that did that, and
Right.
he was basically like running himself through the funnies, and it just made it that much more funny.
Right. He was telling that story about how he was on the plane, and I don't know if it was an air marshal or some type of guy. And
Yeah, that was a
Wasn't
great
no
story.
air marshal.
It was.
you think it was an air marshal?
It
he
wasn't
was.
no air marshal.
He wasn't?
No.
He was just some
fucking
guy-
drinking doers.
Well, can't air marshals have a shot of doers?
Probably.
I mean, they
No, they're carrying a fucking gun.
He said it's the red eye, though. Maybe on the red eye you get to have a shot. I wouldn't give a shit if they have a shot of doers. I would probably prefer them to have a shot of.
I think that's
Scotch
against
and-
regulations.
Well, Burr said this guy was on something. The best part is where he just leans in and he goes, "Hey, Bill, why you going to Indianapolis, Bill?" He had his mask down.
It was pretty funny.
Why you going to Indianapolis, Bill?
What mask? The sleep
He
mask?
had a sleep mask, and he's smiling, laughing at this guy, and he finally got the mask down, and he said he just hears the guy. Why you going to Indianapolis, Bill? And he starts laughing again, and that guy. They stopped the plane on the runway.
Could you imagine though? Really?
I could never imagine
I
because I'm
couldn't do.
pretty paranoid when I'm flying anyway, just because of the whole
I hate it. It's like you're fucking prison, dude. It's like
Yeah.
they're herding you like
Greyhounds
cattle
of the
into the
skies.
fucking paddy wagon.
It's
Right.
awful. It's God. It's so much better than driving. But as far as comfort wise, would you say it's above the bus? Charter bus? Is charter bus more comfortable than a plane?
No.
I've never been in first
My
class.
car is more
No.
comfortable than either of those.
I found
Yeah,
out
the
something.
car is by far the best.
Found out. Yeah, but your car is not.
But I don't know
comfortable
that was the question.
To Hawaii,
No, it is not.
Or-
you have a point, sir.
Australia would be tough by car. Have to go
Those
during
are
the
like
winter.
some do what you gotta do things. But if it's from here to grandma's house, maybe we're just gonna drive.
Right, but here to California.
I don't know
That's
that
a
you want to do
long
that.
one there. No, I'd probably fly that one for sure.
I mean, there's a reason why they call all those states in between us flyover states.
So yeah, well, introduce yourself, man. Welcome. You're the guest of the show, obviously. You
My name's Dino
there you go. Awesome.
Who?
And
Pecorino.
this is
Oh.
of course Billy, and I'm of course Doc and
Dino Pecorino.
Well,
You know, people will come up to me and ask me, Billy, I know you're a world champion. I would also like to be a world champion. What could I do? And I just look at them and say, give it up. Because if you could have, you would have. And, that's just thinking like a champion. Billy Mitchell.
Quote it.
You still haven't watched that documentary, have you?
No.
Fistful of Quarters.
What's it about?
It is about the
Conky Dong.
It could be
Donkey Kong, the greatest Donkey Kong Jr.
one of the
I
greatest
believe.
Nintendo games ever played.
I don't know. I can't remember if it was Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong. I think it was just regular Donkey Kong. This guy got he got laid off, and he happened upon an arcade game and put it in his garage, and he decided he's never really been the best at anything, but he's going to be the best Donkey Kong player. And then he gets involved, and there is a
Wow.
Hey, do you think my dog's got a raccoon
There's
treat in
intruders.
the house?
Intruder alert.
All right,
intruder
you all keep
alert.
it going.
Intruder
I'll go handle
alert.
this.
Intruder alert.
No, that's fine.
Just keep it handled.
We'll sit here and talk about not sports.
That's fine. No, whatever you want to talk about. If you don't want to talk about sports,
Joke it around.
no, it's great. I happen to like sports,
I'm just
and
getting
so.
in where I fit in, man. I'm not.
Well, okay, you may not like sports, but what about people? You were talking about blood squirting out earlier.
I don't
So, what
like
did you think of the
people.
bone sticking to that
I
out of
don't
that
like-
boy's leg from the game?
I don't like people either.
I don't blame you. I really don't.
I've seen
I
a leg
think
break
people-
like that before.
Like firsthand?
No, like on TV.
Oh, okay.
An
Wow.
MMA fight. It was just kind of the same thing. The guy was.
Right. Holy crap.
Yeah, man.
We're getting
I was when I
Shout
first saw
outs
the video of when
from
it
our
happened.
fans.
Yep.
I was actually watching the reaction.
What we were saying
of the
was-
bench
Right.
more
the
so
player
than
that hurt his
the,
leg.
injury.
We started that
The
conversation.
U of L
and-
player.
Right. Well, it was gruesome. I
Where?
mean, it's one of the most gruesome things that has ever been displayed on TV, I think.
I've seen a lot of messed up injuries just with my different
Joe
professions.
Theismann was national television, right?
And the worst injury that I've ever seen in all my dealings with sports teams, you would never believe where it came from. Go ahead and take a guess. Different teams, college teams. Just throw them out. Where would you imagine that? Before we get into that, someone really liked the "call him an asshole, you're heckling people at open mic night" comment. They really thought that was good. So I don't know who threw that out.
Someone.
All right, but anyway, guess what? Throw it out there. What do you got? Worst injury I saw. I saw personally. I was 5 feet from it.
Worst injury.
Oh, I saw 2 dead people on the highway.
Like just
What
laying,
were they
just
doing?
laying there?
What were
Anybody
they
got
just
that
like-
beat? They were hanging out of a car. We had just pulled up on an accident that must have happened 10
It's terrible.
seconds
Did you get sick to
before.
your stomach?
No.
Was there any emotional response to you?
Yeah, I was like, oh man, those
Mm.
2 didn't make it, and there was 2 dudes getting out of the other side of the car because the car
Oh.
had just came to a stop, and you
Oh.
could see the 2 people. They were slumped out the side, both out of the driver's side like this, and they weren't moving. You could tell. We're like, fuck, dude.
Wow.
We are so lucky we made it through this part before this traffic got backed up.
Holy crap.
Oh, I saw a wreck like that right in front of me one
And it
time
was in the newspaper.
on the interstate, and the car came across and barrel rolled through the median and right into the lane in front of us. Or
Damn.
maybe
Like a
not
movie.
not in front of us, but
Like a
maybe
Nicolas Cage
You know what I
movie.
mean? Maybe an eighth of a mile in front of us, so you could see it happen up in front of you, but you saw a couple cars got hit, and just everybody takes. So we had time.
So, anyways,
to stop. But anyway,
what had happened was this.
What happened was
19-year-old girl. It was snowing out pretty bad. And, you had to drive like 30, 40 miles an hour. This bitch was trying to do 60 or whatever. Lost control on the other side of the highway. Hit a box truck. The box truck came over in our side, and the whole shit fucked up, dude. She went to jail like a motherfucker, dude.
I would have.
Or did she
Wow.
die? I can't remember. She might have died.
she died in jail.
She's in a little Honda.
So,
But
what's-
yeah, we were
what's-
talking about the
what's-
guy from Louisville. How he?
Okay.
Dude, did you see the bench behind him?
Yeah, they were like one dude.
Yeah,
just
they
turned
all
around, he couldn't
jumped
watch
back
it.
away from each other,
Yeah.
and it was.
One dude turned completely around. He couldn't even watch it.
And people were posting pictures of it all day
it's
yesterday.
in poor taste.
All day.
I mean,
I saw like 4
you can
Facebook
die from a
photos of it.
broken leg.
So
You can
fucking
die from a compound fracture very easily.
That's what I was wondering, because you
'Cause-
guys were talking about how much
Yeah.
real
blood
life,
loss
man,
did we
it
look
happened
up.
in real life. You're playing basketball in front of thousands of people and millions of people are watching. You're gonna get, if you get injured and fucked up, if you get nervous and throw up, it's gonna get caught on tape.
Right.
I mean, you got to be ready.
Right,
for that
but
shit.
Exactly.
That doesn't
it's gonna
mean
get
that you
put
should
out
go
there.
out and post it for everyone to see. You don't have to be the asshole. Somebody has to be the asshole. It doesn't have to be you.
Well, I'm not sure that I would post it personally. I don't know that. I mean, I didn't repost it. I was just
No.
disgusted by the whole thing.
I was disgusted.
But at the same time, I could see how some people would have.
I'm saying it should be out there.
to stuff that's morbid like that and gruesome
Well,
like
to
that.
me,
Some
it's kinda
people
like-
are just desensitized to it.
You watch the replay played 2 or 3 times and you don't need to see it anymore.
Yeah,
You know
I'm,
what I
I'm
mean?
not saying don't show it, but I'm
Right.
saying don't be surprised when I call you an asshole for showing it.
Right.
Right. It's kind of a dick move to do that. I mean, it'd be like if we pulled it up right now and showed it. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, it was on, like, people were making jokes about it too, and like memes out of them, and that's what I thought was out of poor taste, you know.
Right,
But-
because you got to remember these kids are only 18, 19, maybe.
What is a
And
meme? Explain to me what a meme is. I've been hearing this word.
People call them memes
How
and
do you spell
memes
it?
all the time. South Park did an entire episode about it.
How do you spell it?
MEME,
And it's just like a bullshit quote.
on a photograph.
Oh, okay, I get it. I
Def
gotcha.
Leppard has that song Photograph.
Yeah, but they don't have paparazzi following around anymore,
Not
though.
anymore.
I think that's
When Hysteria came out, I bet they did, because that had all the hits on it. You had Rocket,
Pour some sugar on
Pour
me.
Some Sugar on Me.
I heard the
had
joke one time. What has 7 arms
Hysteria.
and sucks? See, and that's out of bad taste too.
I've made
know.
that joke before.
Yeah,
What has 7 arms and sucks?
Yes.
Def Leppard.
Def Leppard.
But see, that's funny for some reason. Is it because he's foreign?
I'm not sure.
So
Are they Aussies?
It's no.
Are they
it's
British?
because
So you're an
obviously the-
asshole if you post something about
That
dude
that's what I'm
his-
getting at exactly.
Somebody.
But it's okay to make a joke about dude who got
It's
his
in poor
fucking
Absolutely.
taste.
leg.
Correct. Right.
Absolutely. No, I feel like that
I
joke's
think it's
completely
all
fine.
in,
Right.
Even in mixed
it's all-
company
Well,
or
and
with your
like,
granddad.
think about it
there,
like this, the-
Everybody likes
from a
that joke.
different-
The Bloodhound Gang, you know the Bloodhound Gang. If you ever listen to
If
them,
you've got
they're very comical. They have a song where they repeat over and over. The drummer for Def Leppard only got one arm,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
and so I mean it's all in bad taste. You know, all of that falls into
Yeah.
the category of bad taste. Now,
But-
it's
but-
up to each person individually to decide how far in bad taste am I willing to portray myself.
I'd be happy to tell everyone where the
But
line
what
is.
I'm saying is,
I could do that.
he's
I could
saying
let you know where the line is.
you're an asshole if you post that thing, but at the same
But,
time, he's
yes.
coming out with a joke about
Correct.
a dude who
Exactly.
lost a leg.
Well,
At least dude got to keep his leg.
right, but I didn't see the guy lose his, and I didn't see them sawing the other guy's leg off. If I made a joke about them sawing this video I saw about him sawing his leg off, that's probably in poor taste.
Wow.
But the leg's gone. That it's the gruesome footage that I don't want to see.
Okay. All right. I see where you're coming from. Although, it wasn't that gruesome. I mean, this shit was blurry as
That
hell.
was gruesome. He had 2 knees.
Yeah.
You're only supposed to have one.
Right.
You want me to pull up the other one I seen, the MMA one?
No. No, I don't. Yeah, go ahead. Fine. Here, we'll plug this in so you'll get sound, though.
Unplug it and plug it back in freely.
All right, you should have sound.
you hit play, you should let me know.
Yeah, you don't want to blow us out.
How do I go to YouTube? Oh, well, you could do. That's on Facebook. Hit the button.
Anyway, while you are doing that, I will go ahead and count down.
Google.
You know what I find is really odd about that Dan Carlin's podcast, and when he was talking about the Mongols and Genghis Khan, he goes on a little bit there where he talks about Jimmy Carter and how under Jimmy Carter's presidency, fewer Americans died in foreign war than any other president. It's one thing Jimmy Carter, he goes, now certainly people died as a result of actions Jimmy Carter made, but not nearly as much as any of the others, and I think that's pretty true.
Yeah.
And I also heard last night, I was trying to go to sleep, and this commercial came on, and Rachel Maddow, even though she is obviously a liberal lesbian, for some reason she's also really smart.
Yes, she is. I agree.
And even though
she's entertaining.
I find her entertaining, and when I know a lot of what she says is jaded because she's making her living off of her views or whatever, but she stumbles upon something. And what she said last night is she was making fun of the Republican Party because they're the party of always talking about cutting the deficit, and yet they really end up spending a lot more than the Democrats do.
Is that true?
Everybody spends more than the guy before them.
Right, that's true. Yeah, okay, I see
All right,
what you're
here
saying.
we go. He's loading it up now. I don't even know if I want to
broadcast it
see
too?
this. I don't even know if I want to see it.
You'll be up for this, I'll tell you now.
Great, now
9 seconds.
Oh, madam.
Okay, so nobody got to see it.
Well, he's relaxed. He's putting it up there so the kids at
We
home.
can't even reload it again. You can't play it again. You can only play it once, okay? He ruined it.
That's it. I thought it was a valiant
Totally
effort.
ruined.
I do not want to see that
Totally
anymore.
I'm going
So
home.
you're saying because of my taste issue now that we had one shot at it and we're done because of my comment.
Ooh,
Just fucking around.
that was really fucked up, man. Holy crap.
I don't think I want to see it.
It looks like he's just gonna go and
When we get
stand on his
screencast
leg.
to work, we'll get it to be able to play it. And
All right.
Over here,
so
though.
be patient with the show. And I know you like to cause
Not like
I know
me.
you like to
I'll-
cause a ruckus.
I will be the
They're
impatient
like-
one for
He's-
all the impatient people out
but
there.
it's okay because I can handle a ruckus. I'm
He's a
I'm
rebel
trained
rouser.
in ruckus maneuvers. So that's okay.
He's in
We'll work it out.
Brazilian ruckus, is I believe what he studied when he was down there with the pygmies.
In
They
New Guinea,
they worshipped him as a god.
Uncle Ruckus.
Uncle Ruckus is awesome. What is it? He has reverse Villalago?
Darius Ruckus.
Villalago disease.
just
That's
made
what
that
Michael
up.
Jackson had, right?
I just made that
Is that
up.
it?
Uncle-
Villalago.
Uncle
Vid-
Ruckus.
Vitiligo?
Vitiligo.
Is it vitiligo or Villalago?
Alopecia
Vitiligo.
is what,
Vitiligo. Uncle Ruckus on the show The Boondocks.
see, I don't ever
The
think I saw
cartoon?
the Boondocks.
He's got that on the cartoon.
I used to
He
live
says
in
he
the
has
Boondocks.
reverse vitiligo disease that he used to be white
Oh, okay.
and he's turned black.
That's why
I
got
turned
that.
black over the years.
Who's his voice from
And
Uncle
he-
Ruckus? Goddamn it!
I'm not sure. It's a good question because Grandpa is what's his name from Friday?
Witherspoon.
Witherspoon. Yeah,
Witherspoon.
Charlie Murphy's in that motherfucker.
yeah.
What do you mean
Uncle
Witherspoon from
Ruckus.
Friday?
Oh, that's that old motherfucker. That
Yeah.
fat dude. Okay.
The old fat dude that thinks he's white.
Who's Witherspoon in Friday?
The dad,
Oh, his name's Witherspoon.
John Witherspoon.
Yeah, that's his name.
Dude, we didn't even get to see the leg break, man.
That's the
Can me
only-
and Ben see that real quick.
I'm glad to see him get work because he plays that character so well, and yet I don't really ever see him doing anything else. He's always going to be the dad from Friday that shits in the bathroom and says, nobody go in there 35, 45 minutes.
I tried to watch a stand-up,
I don't
dude.
want to see it. I don't want to see it.
I tried to watch a stand-up, dude. He's too old. Like
Fine,
his
I'll watch it
jokes are
once.
like all about fucking rotary telephones and stuff. VCRs.
Oh!
Right, exactly. See, it's
no.
gruesome. It's the same kind of gruesome
No, I'm good. I'm
that
good.
that was on the basketball
One
game
and
the
done,
other day.
buddy. One
And I
done.
didn't mean to bring up sports, you
One and
know,
done.
Dude, it's
but
like he tried to. Oh
all-
my god.
I wanted to see the human part of it, you know, because it's talking about gruesome injuries like that and how they're all on display for
That's
everybody.
pretty rough. I don't enjoy that.
Well, I mean, let's be honest here. That's why people watch
Let's be
NASCAR.
honest.
It's because they want to see the fucking wreck, dude.
True.
They want to see some motherfuckers hurt
Now,
themselves.
there are also people who enjoy the strategy of NASCAR and seeing how people run and see how they get that number
I find the
44 Dodge
strategy
run.
of
Right.
driving in a circle is kind of dumb.
Well,
for 500
It is. I
miles.
don't.
Well-
I'm not a big fan either, but
It's like the difference between people who like to go to drag racing and those who don't. You got to be in the sport to love it. So I understand.
Well, of course.
But because some people, I mean, there's got to be something to it. It's the most popular sport. There are people
Is
who
it?
will drop. Yeah, it's
Isn't
America's-
soccer the most popular
No.
sport?
Well, I'm
Or
talking about
football?
in-
Is it called
Worldwide, I
around
think
the
it's
world?
it's football,
Right, I'm talking about America.
soccer.
In America, the number one sport is NASCAR. United
No,
States.
I
Is it
disagree.
really?
No, I
no,
think
it
it's
is.
gotta be
It is.
baseball.
Jim Rome talks about it all the time.
It's by and large the NFL.
That's incorrect.
These guys are getting
most
$100 million
spectated sport is
contracts
NASCAR.
in the MLB. And
I'm positive.
And, you think it's not baseball?
No, I'm telling you, it is NASCAR.
That's ass.
It's the most.
car.
NASCAR has the most fans.
That's
Because
crazy.
I
don't see
telling
how
you,
that's statistically
Well-
possible at all.
I believe it is because the same people who love NASCAR also love football.
Right.
But
You never see
Not only-
NASCAR on like
Every
prime
Sunday?
time network TV.
oh, you do too. You just don't know where to look.
It's not prime time.
What do you consider prime time? Friday night.
Evenings.
The Budweiser shootouts usually on a Friday evening. I mean, I don't know a lot about NASCAR, but there are people that are screaming right now because of they do get prime time. I'm telling you, NASCAR is the biggest thing going
That's
Fuck
crazy.
NASCAR.
as far as populace participation.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm. Jim, I'm completely stealing that from Rome, but he said it enough, and that's why.
I'm not a big Jim Rome fan. I gotta say,
Don't you miss him though? Now you have Jay Moore to listen to.
no.
I used to like Jay Moore until I had to listen to him every day.
I'm not opposed to Jay Moore, but I don't listen to him. You're right.
I think.
But I didn't listen to Rome either.
Well, I think you missed out because it was a
Yeah.
special thing that used to happen every day from 12 to 3 across the land, unless you lived in sunny California, and then he was on from 9 to noon.
Unless you listen to ESPN
Dudes, I
radio.
gotta get going, man.
unless you get to, yeah. Should we shut this one down?
That I'm okay
Y'all
with that.
don't have
We've
to
ran
shut it
36 minutes.
No, dude. We appreciate you coming in. It's been awesome.
Yeah, I want you to come back.
What do we have
Well,
to do to
I
get you
live
back?
right around the way.
You do live closer than I do, though.
Robbie,
yeah.
turn my volume up on
Scooby
the,
Snacks will get me back.
Well, we'll just bring you back whenever I'm here. That'd be great.
Scooby Snizzles.
Okay.
You gonna play us out there, Kenny Rogers?
We'd like to
Yeah.
thank everybody for subscribing. You
We appreciate
can
it.
follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, check
at
out-
the woodshed _
Let me plug my shit.
Go ahead and plug it.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. We don't want to give the woodshed a bad name by plugging my shit.
Yeah.
So horrible.
What?
Yeah.
Is it really?
No.
Horrible.
How bad?
Seething.
Seething. All right. Well, hold on a second. Go to the woodshed _ or at the woodshed _ on Twitter. Go to the -wood -shed on
Face-
Ustream to watch the show live, or go to YouTube and type in the Woodshed Podcast and search for that, and you'll find the show. You can watch the last show we did, and we continue to watch the shows. All right. We appreciate it. Thank
We'd
you.
like to thank everybody for listening. We'll see
And
you
we'll
all.
do it again soon.
We're
Bye-bye.
out.